Welcome back, True Seeker. Lots of people leaving comments like, Zach, you've had a terrible year with your futures. So let's just go back and you tell me where I'm wrong. We'll start with the Masters. For the third year in a row, we nailed the Masters. And the golfer who won it paid 40 to 1. And the 2 years prior were better because the 2 years we only took one golfer, Tiger, and then what's his face? And they both won. We only needed one golfer. Last year, we put it down on two Asian golfers. The one who paid 40 to 1 won it. And after the first day of the tournament, we said, man, he looks really good. His odds went down to about 20-something to 1. But again, that was really the first future of the new year that you guys are talking about. So nailed the Masters. The Kentucky Derby came around. We liked Medina Spirit with 20 to 1 odds. Nailed that. Basketball. It was a little bit of a headache with basketball, but you know what? If you hedged and took my advice from the beginning of the season, we thought the Western Conference Finals would be the Suns and the Lakers, and ended up being the Suns and the Clippers instead. But we knew the Suns were going to have a really good season. And in the East, we thought the finals was going to be the Nets and the Bucks. Well, it ended up being the Bucks and the Suns in the finals. So, I mean, had you hedged with the other teams who we expected to do really well, it wasn't the end of the world. Baseball, we took 4 teams at the beginning of the year. One of those 4 teams paid 20 to 1, and they were the Atlanta Braves. If you put down chips on all 4 of those teams, you came out well ahead on the baseball future. College football, the only future we put in at the start of the season was Georgia to beat Alabama. Exactly what happened. We hedged later in the year with Michigan just in case. Good season for college football. This was my worst NFL season ever, no doubt about it, And again, it was the first year they ever shifted the Super Bowl date, so I mean, this caused some problems, obviously. But to say that it was a bad year, I mean, in what world? The tennis thing. We got 3 out of 4 of those right. I thought Djokovic was going to win all 4 of those tournaments last year in the series. I'm not talking about this year where Nadal just won, synced up with Djokovic. He missed the Australian Open, but we thought Djokovic was going to win all 4. He won the first 3 and then lost in the championship match in the 4th. But I mean, that's not bad either. 3 out of 4. And March Madness. I picked Gonzaga to have a perfect season in March Madness. They went perfect until they lost in the championship game. But when the championship game rolled around, I pointed out that Baylor had actually a better riddle to win than Gonzaga. And in my video, somebody took a clip at the beginning and said, Zach's a liar. He never said hedge with Baylor, which he's the liar. If you watch the video, I clearly said hedge with Baylor because they paid, if you bet 100 on that game, they paid $350. And like we said, if Baylor wins in the 82nd March Madness, Baylor University's 82, they'll pick up their 28th win of the season, and Baylor and Gonzaga both equal 28. 28's a perfect number. It would break Gonzaga's perfect season, and Indiana, where the championship was, would still be the last team to have a perfect season. So that was the victory for Indiana, who hosted that match. And let's not forget they canceled the Gonzaga-Baylor game in December over a COVID outbreak, supposedly, only for that to be the championship in Indiana. But again, for all of you guys saying I had a bad year with futures, maybe from the bar I've set in terms of what I've done in prior years, you could argue that it was bad, but show me who had a better year in futures and then get back to me on how bad it was, okay? And don't be the next idiot to just leave some bullshit-ass comment. Show me where I'm wrong. And show me, again, who had a better year in futures. And you know what? While you're at it, let's pile up the last 8 years and show me who's ever done better in the history of the world. In fact, show me anyone who in their lifetime hit on more futures than I have in the last 8 years. And I'll be waiting. And I don't expect any serious response because we both know there isn't one out there. And haters, you just stay tuned and just watch what we do as time goes on, as we get better and better. You win some, you lose some, but this community's been winning a lot more than losing. And again, I'm not mad about what happened yesterday in the Super Bowl. If you took all my knowledge, you still had a winning day. OBJ saved the day by scoring the first touchdown on a great player prop, 9 to 1. And I spelled out clearly why he should score the first touchdown. So, and by the way, last year in March Madness, to anyone who would hate on what we did in March Madness, we hit on a lot of huge upsets in March Madness last year. I mean, you got to be out of your mind to say that we had a bad tournament. You got to be out of your mind. So, and realize, I mean, that's a beautiful thing when you say Gonzaga's going to have a perfect season and they're right there in the championship. That puts you in the driver's seat. That puts you in position to hedge on Baylor, which we did. So, again, I don't know in what world we had a bad year last year, unless you're comparing it to the other years where I've done a lot better, where I was like damn near flawless. Still, good year, period. Join us on Patreon. See for yourself. Till next time.